gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice, are the most powerful forces of good ever assembled. Dedicated to truth, justice, and peace for all mankind.
Welcome everybody, it's Spinner Rack in the house! And once again, it's the start of the new year for Flash, the CW lineup. My boy here, we got Superstar back in the mix, we got Cal, and of course we got Petey punting. You know what I'm trying to say? One shout out right now, the Yankees won.
Yankees won? They lost.
They lost last night?
Yeah, they lost last night.
Oh man, the Yankees lost. Oh man, I feel bad, it hurts my heart. You Yankee lovers.
Come on, we want to get the Flash. We want to get the Flash.
Okay. Yo, so, gentlemen, what do you think of the first episode and the last couple of episodes? Let me start off with you, Superstar.
The first episode was pretty cool. Like all of them, like the polyalphabetic writing and stuff. That was cool. The second episode doesn't really make sense. I know you liked it because Barry was beating Wally around. Kid Flash hater.
Continue.
Well, like the thing that like surprised me the most is that like Cisco, he put like all this like unnecessary stuff, like a self-destruct sequence and like some floaty mechanism because like
his new uniform.
Yeah, and also like he made it that Barry can't phase out of it. So like a lot of that doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, in the first episode, Wally's looking like all normal. In the second episode, what hit me was that like Wally's hair was like completely different. Like he looked like he was Mexican or something.
He looked different. But clearly, listen. Not okay with the hair. We're down with any Mexicans who watch the show, but he did look kind of weird. That doesn't make me a Wally hater. I've been saying there's been something off with the dude for a bit. You know. What about you, Kyle? What's your take on this madness?
I'm in line with Superstar over here. I had some issues with the opening episode, whereas because they made such a big deal that he had to go into the Speed Force and he had to stay there and somebody else had to come and get him out. But then they got him out, and I was talking with Superstar about it. He's like, no, they just like sped up a baseball and they put that there in his place. I was like, it took you 6 months to sort that out. And then when he comes out, he's doing the whole beautiful mind thing, like I can't sort it and boo. And then it comes to magic. What happens? Iris is like, I need you. That's all we needed in order for you to be calm. Okay, and then because it's Iris and she's hot, I don't know. Look, was it love or was this guy like 6 months in the Speed Force and it was like, okay, I got to get some reaction time over here. So that's how it would go down. So that was one of my issues with the first one. But the second episode I actually enjoy. I even like Wally's new hairstyle. I thought that worked for him. Give him a little flip. You know, that was no big deal. But the second episode, I think they borrowed a lot. Well, Cisco could be a good villain, okay? Because what he did was the Batman type of thing, where he made up this suit to pretty much counter all of Wally's abilities. And you have to ask, well, why would you do that? He said, because he's gone evil before, but Wally's never gone evil. He just had that time remnant. And so it's still borrowing from that whole thing where, look, we're going to have something to counter all of the hero. And then he even went so far as to, I'm going to blow him up. I'm going to blow him up if I need to. I was like, wait a minute, come on, Cisco, where's this coming from? But other than that, I thought it was a very good episode. I thought Iris and Danielle Panabaker, I can't remember. Come on, remember
Frost?
her?
Frost?
No,
Frost?
what's her character name from the show? I hate when this happens.
Caitlin? No.
Yes, Caitlin. Iris and Caitlin were doing like their best. It looks like they were competing for who was going to be best dressed in that episode. But everybody was very smartly dressed, and it was a solid episode. And I thought for the most part they did a good job of forgetting a lot of the stuff that happened 6 months before in the first episode, not holding on to it too much. There were some things they're going to deal with. Iris is still getting over the fact that Barry was gone for 6 months, and they did like this I thought it was cute and funny, this couples therapy scene, which was pretty funny because they can't really get therapy because they can't talk about everything because Barry has a secret identity, so that made for some humor. But the main thing that I like is that we have a villain that is not a speedster. Finally, after 3 seasons, of villains who are speedsters, and one of them being the Flash himself, we actually have a villain now that is not a speedster. If they don't go lowest common denominator with it and start doing villain of the week, I think we could have a pretty strong season right here.
So I gotta say, I'm sorry, Peter. I'm just gonna jump in here.
No, I'd like you all to go through your. You already went through your what's the name? Was the climax or the finale to this one? What about your feelings and your feelings about? Did it measure up?
The finale?
No, from the finale to here.
Okay, so
did it measure up to what happened? The reveal.
I know when I say something, I'm gonna be attacked and vilified and stuff like that. But you know what? The opening episode was not that good. I like the show. I like they had to bring him back. But dude, what the hell? This idea that Cal was saying, you know, they threw a ball inside, like you said before, Superstar, and they brought him back 6 months. It took 6 months to figure this out. It didn't seem as though there was any reason why it needed to take that long, and it bothered me. You know, these are some very smart people that come up with things on the fly, and it's 6 frigging months.
It took 6 months to figure that out.
Well,
No, I'm not. I don't believe it. Cisco is super brilliant, and then Caitlin is nowhere to be found. We find out that she doesn't seem to be using anything that holds back her Killer Frost power, but yet she's like phasing in and out. She's like Killer Frost 1 minute, and the next minute she seems to be cool. We like, what the hell is going on here? You know,
Well,
that's something for the future.
I think it took them 6 months to figure like the whole baseball thing out, because like if they tried it like as soon as they could, like maybe that would like release another lightning storm or whatever, or even worse.
That's a thought, but you know, he said he was only working on it. Cisco was working on it by himself. You know, look, all right, we have to bring Barry back. I got it, but then we bring back Happy-Go-Lucky Barry. I'm like, wait a second. You know, is this for real? Is he really good? Is he really bad? I'm not sure. All I know is that in the first episode, he was doing all that polynumeral crap, and then, which we see in different places. I think it was the Thinker also has it in some of the symbols. But we see that he's there, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? Why is he so happy-go-lucky? Is this a real Flash? Is it a fake one? You know, he's just going, okay, whatever. There's like absolutely no conflict between him and Iris until he goes to the.
Well, there was some conflict, but it's
But he's
it's a stereotypical conflict that kind of turns me off. Where Iris has been in charge for the last 6 months, so Barry comes back. He's not listening to her, and he's, you need to listen to me. I know what I'm doing. You need to listen. And I'm like, oh, come on. That becomes very tawdry for me at the end of the day.
I probably misspoke. What I'm saying is that for him, Barry just seems to just go with the flow. I mean, he's doing things nicely for everybody. I mean, you've been away for 6 months. You know what I'm trying to say? I would figure they'll be like, yo, I'm like out of sync or something. And there's no out of sync feeling. So overall, don't get me wrong. I did like the episode overall. Flash is definitely one of my favorite shows. I love the characters. Of course, Iris, can't say much more about her. But
positive or negative?
All I can say is she's head of the team.
Positive? Is it negative? I mean, there's a
clearly easy
group
on the
of fans
eyes,
that are against her, that say they have issue with her. Are you in that?
No, I'm not. I'm not one of those fans.
Okay.
She is not. I'm neither negative nor positive.
Okay.
They need eye candy on the show. They get eye candy on the show. But now I think they're making her more like Felicity in Arrow,
Yeah.
where she's like the team.
Brains.
Yeah, team brains, or she's directing the team and stuff like that. Where does she get all that?
Well, I think, it's mostly, basically like Cisco and Caitlin are like Team Flash's Felicity. Because like, they can like hack servers and like pull up all these routes in case like he's against the villain, like some building's about to collapse.
But they're sending them out now. Like right now, Cisco's more out with Wally. He's going out there. He's a front line. He's like the Flash's.
He's a superhero now.
Yeah,
He's Vibe.
That's right. He's Vibe.
And Caitlin has the superpowers that we have to look out for because she may turn evil and kill people. So that leaves Iris, who has to be brought up because she's his girlfriend.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So one question I have, and I know I'm gonna let you talk about this second, PD. We have Flash, right? Team Flash. Let's call it what it is. Really, it's really Team Flash. It's not just. It's Team Flash. So we have Flash. We have Vibe. We have the cop that we always have, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
We have Caitlin because she has powers. All right. We have someone who's managing the team. That's Iris. Do we need anybody else? That's all I gotta say. I'm not naming no names. I'm not saying nothing. There's no hate. That's all I'm saying.
I've been this way for a long time about the teams, but
Actually, I think it will like make sense because in the second episode, Deacon, the one who could like control all the electronics, but like he's not a metahuman, but he still has like all these powers because he was in Central City at the time of the particle accelerator explosion. So I was thinking that maybe they could get like one of those type of metahumans, like a good metahuman that could like help them with all this stuff. So the new edition like know most of the stuff, so Team Flash wouldn't just be running in blind.
That'd be cool. I like Deacon's powers. Do you like those powers? The computer, you know.
Seen them before.
Also, what I noticed is that our new metahumans, like the old metahumans, like say like the acolytes from Savitar, every time like they're about to use their powers or whatever, their eyes like glowed with this circle. But I noticed now that like our anti-metas, their eyes glow with squares. So I think that has something to do with the difference.
Interesting. I didn't even look at that.
Yeah, I didn't notice that at all.
But it could be the thinker seems to be the person who set these guys up, right? Because they're looking for them now. When you see the last episode, they're looking for all of. They found the one who could control computer equipment and stuff like that. Now they're looking for the other 9 or 12.
It was going to be like Prisoner of Zenda, that type of stuff.
I think he's gathering them to go against the Flash.
What is
remember,
that?
He
What was
set up
that?
the whole thing to bring the Flash back.
What
He's
is
the
that?
one that set it up.
What's that TV trophy again? Gotta catch them all? Where it's like they're all spread out all over, and we gotta get them back in prison. Like the 13 goes to Scooby Doo, that sort of stuff. That could be, I guess, the premise. Hey, come on, Piguetta.
That's not a regular thing of the Scooby Doo. They don't do that on cop shows. We got 13 cops, 13 criminals. We got to pull them in.
Yeah, Prison Break.
Well, I'm a casual Flash viewer, so I adhere to you guys. So I have to catch up. That's all I'm adding in here. Else I would, I don't want to screw up. I don't want to be wrong about it. So
what about that whole Team Flash? Do we need anybody past the people like that?
I'm one of
I noticed you left one person out, one conspicuous person.
You talking about the guy from the other Earth?
No.
Are you talking about the girl who comes?
Talking about Wally.
Oh, Wally? I didn't know.
Wally West. That's what I'm talking about.
Flash hater.
Yo, my bad, Wally.
No, and one thing I like Wally, but what I don't like is when they have a character on, and because you have the lead, he can't get any light. It's like every other time I'll see Wally, he's always getting knocked out or he's getting slapped to the floor. That's
he
worse
doesn't know what he's doing.
That's what.
He's
for how
learning.
long? For 3 years now. You don't know what you're doing?
Yeah,
That's
3
right,
years.
that's right,
It takes a while.
Yeah. Okay. It didn't take
How
the Flash
long
that
is-
long.
It didn't take us Flash, it's his show.
If you ask me,
It was like on Supergirl. They gave what's this guy named James Olsen. They made him Guardian, and they gave him a little bit of light. And then other time you see him, like people would give him a punch, like he falls to the ground, and then you wouldn't see him again for the rest of the episode. We didn't even know if he's alive.
It was a tough punch, man. He's not.
Well, also I think Barry's on the first episode Barry was acting all weird because every time they show us like this like speedster phase or whatever in past seasons, everything's going slow, but they're moving like our movement, right? So they move like way faster than everyone else does. So they may also, so the Speed Force and them may also be ahead of time. So for our 6 months, Barry might have been in there for like hundreds of thousands of years.
This is
yeah,
true.
and I think they brought that up too. But
Yeah, but Wally and Vibe were trying to take down the samurai, and they were just totally ineffectual. It was, I mean, come on, like it seems like regular criminals, they still like, oh man, we're without the Flash, we just can't hack it. Like, why not? Why not? This is not that difficult at the end of the day.
a robot samurai.
But I understand, you want the lead, but then if you're gonna have these other guys around, they can't be totally inept.
Yep.
Where they're always getting smacked to the ground, like, oh God, wish I was Barry. That can't be the case.
Hey, so I don't want to end this real quick, but have any of you guys seen other than the CW lineup, Supergirl or Legends of Tomorrow?
Supergirl no longer has my patronage,
Yeah.
and I saw one episode of Legend of Tomorrow.
I saw both of them, the one with the saber-toothed tiger and the one with the tiger.
And so what did you think of it?
I think we should save that for another video.
This is going straight into it.
Flash.
You can put something on
Okay, well, DC's Legend of Tomorrow,
I won't you. DC's Legend of Tomorrow, one of the best shows on TV. Bam!
well, I mean, it's pretty cool with, all the dinosaurs walking around and, the Time Bureau and, Mick Rory and Aruba eating Caesar salad with Julius Caesar tied up. But, a lot of it didn't make sense. In the second episode where, Ray Palmer, he's the Atom. He can shrink himself. He can make himself larger. He could do the same thing with other things, right? But with the saber-toothed tiger, it's he has to make this glove with his shrink ray. It's he knows nothing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like,
Yeah, it seems kind of weird. I kind of agree with you with that. I mean, it was a pretty interesting episode.
They went from being legends to losers. Like I'm not saying losers as an insult, but like the comic, the losers, where these
Yes.
guys are kind of there. Like we're together, we can get this done, but only after a long period of severe ineptitude. So we're gonna make the simple things hard. No, I mean he's right because he said, "Look, I made this shrink ray," and I was like, "But Ray, you shrink yourself all the time. I don't understand why." That was, you can get big, you can get small. That shouldn't be a problem.
and still the shrink ray didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work.
No,
No, go ahead,
24
finish up.
hours,
Sorry, didn't
24
mean to cut
hours,
you.
that's what he said.
He made this like the saber-toothed tiger was like a kitten. He made it into like an elephant.
Right, but he said that he could only keep it for a certain amount of time. It couldn't stay that size.
The fact is, this guy's supposed to be a genius when it comes to this stuff, and his stuff doesn't work. That's a problem, especially since Ray. If you read the comics, you know that Ray Palmer is one of the premier minds in the DC universe.
But we're talking about the show.
On the show, no, it's not just him. They're all inept to some extent. All of them.
Yeah, like Sarah's working at like some 99-cent store or whatever. Ray's working at
What do you
this
say?
like
Wipies?
dating app thing.
It's just, look, you would think that Ray goes over and does some really good stuff at the very least. Sarah working in the store was just stupid. But hey, it was funny, so they go with it. And of course, she's throwing knives because she wants to alert people to the fact that she's an assassin. She doesn't want to, all assassins want people to know, hey, I have these abilities. But hey, so they're going along those lines with it. But then you think about these characters and like, okay, fine. It's a shift because originally in that first season, one of the things that drew it to me was that they said, no, I brought you here because nobody's going to miss you guys. You're not legends. You guys don't amount to anything in history. So that's why I can take you guys to do this. You guys are not going to mess up or muck up the timeline. And then over the course of the season, like, no, we all have something to offer. We're legends in our own right. Heck, legends of tomorrow. Now, with this season, I'm kind of like, that's pretty much gone. And they become like the Keystone Cops of policing the timeline.
What you see, I kind of disagree with you, and I think I like that part about the story.
Ineptitude?
I like the fact that they introduce a more comedic element of for this particular show because you have Arrow's too damn serious. I mean, the man is like, he has like ice in his vein. He is the Batman impersonation of the CW. We know that.
Yeah.
Then we have Flash. He's happy-go-lucky. Which sometimes it grates on you, especially this episode. This season's grating on me. And Supergirl, she's like the Buffy the Vampire version with all the different weird. It's Angel with all the aliens and stuff coming in. And now you have these guys who are just a comedic version, and I'm cool with that. If you play it for that role, I think, and you make it for laughs, I think it's fantastic. Here's just superheroes.
But don't you have a number of scientists and you turning them into like the professor from
Professor?
Gilligan's Island? That's
Sure.
what I.
The
That's
Nutty
what,
Professor?
You're doing that. You're doing
Yeah,
that.
that
But the
too.
question is
What's the other one?
fun?
Flubber?
Or the absent-minded professor,
Yeah,
that
Flubber.
sort of thing.
But
It's
you're
like,
making
I thought, and it was supposed to.
But no, they're still doing it in the context. In their roles, that they're still doing what they're doing, but they misconstrue what's supposed to happen. And
We have a term for that. It's called screwing up. That's what they're doing. Look what they had to do in that. Okay, Superstar made a very good point
which one?
with the saber-toothed tiger.
Right.
This should not have been hard to take care. Julius Caesar wasn't hard, but they messed that one up. This one was okay. All we have to do is, and they specifically picked this one. They said this one's low level.
Yes.
We can't screw this one up, right?
And they screwed it up.
So let's go. All we need to do is get the saber-toothed tiger, shrink him, and get out. And then as soon as the whole thing goes awry, I'm cracking up laughing because like, you guys suck. You guys just suck at the end of the day. I don't know if but that is a big shift from where they were in the first season. It was about, no, we don't suck. We're a good team. We're a gestalt. We're larger than the sum of our parts. And now they're just, hey, we're just going to play, we're Keystone Cops. If we get these guys, if we somehow save the day, it's through like accident. Like I bent over and my butt hit the right button. And oh, hey, we did it. We did it.
Okay, and not so long. But I think that the group as a dynamic works very well. I think the comedy in the group works well. I like Sarah. I like the fact that she was in the episode. But look, we can agree to disagree. Not to say that you guys are right.
I don't like that malarkey.
I love that.
Agree
stuff. I think
to
it's funny.
agree to disagree. That's some
if
nonsense.
you don't get to
How
an
can we
end
agree?
point, what else can you do?
Exactly, because you guys are wrong.
Hey.
If
You
you
can
want
say what you like. I have never agreed with it. I don't like it. It's a cop-out.
Also, with the Julius Caesar, like the funny thing is like Julius Caesar, he's not this like sneaky assassin or anything. He's this war person, right?
General.
Yeah. But like with Ray holding his history book tucked over here, I don't know how Julius Caesar has the time to swipe it. It's just.
He should never have brought the book.
Well, I know how he got the book. Sucks. That's it. Literally, this book is tucked under here. How did he get it away from him? Julius Caesar had no sleight of hand. It would have been different. He makes a good point. If they had gotten into like a little scuffle or something, and then somehow he's like, oh, he got the book, and I totally forgot about it or something. But these guys suck at the end of the day. They are not good. They're not good at this.
Okay. So,
And they got rid of Vixen, who was my favorite character.
Vixen came back.
They put Vixen in the past and turned her into some sort of African matriarch murderer.
Well, the following episode, they kind of explained what
The
happened.
Belgians came and she was like, "Oh no, I'm killing all of you
She
guys."
didn't control the power.
And the little kids are like, "Oh, I can still hear the screams. I can still hear the screams of those guys. Like, what's going on?"
Well, like I think that they'll bring Vixen back, and like the thing that was really cool is like they like amplified her powers because usually she can only impersonate like one animal, right?
Yeah.
Like say a T-Rex or a tiger. Now she can like she can like impersonate and like bring out like spirits or like some ghosts of like multiple animals.
Yes, this is new Vixen. This is like Safari Vixen.
So it's like I think bringing Vixen back will turn the losers of tomorrow back into the legends of tomorrow.
Let's only hope, because Vixen, when they took Vixen off the team, I was very unhappy, because such a talented actress should not be, sidelined for any length of time. She deserves more screen time, more dialogue. Please bring back Vixen.
Okay. Petey, you have anything to throw in
I
on
have
that?
nothing to say about this.
You can easily say, I agree with you.
No,
That's all you got to say.
I think we're gonna say spin a rack out, right? There's nothing else to say.
I see you, P. Getter. Let's get him.